Section 3.2, Measures of Dispersion. Sample homework problem number 4. Find the sample, variance, and standard deviation. And the data is 18, 11, 4, 9, and 10. The first thing you need to find the variance and standard deviation is the mean. The sample mean is denoted by x bar, and you calculate that by taking the sum of the data points divided by the number of data points, and we have 5 here. So we take the total on the top, divide by 5, and we get the sample mean as 10.4. Then we set up a table like this. In the first column, you see all of the data points listed. In the second column, we take each data point and subtract the mean. The mean, if you recall, was 10.4. So the first one is 18 minus 10.4. That's the data point 18 in the first column minus the mean, and we get 7.6. So what that is that's the difference between the data point and the mean of all of these points. So that's the deviation from the mean. It's how much it deviates from the mean. We do that for each of the data points. When you're done with the second column, you should verify that those blue numbers add up to 0. That all your deviations add up to 0, because remember, the mean is in the center. So we should have the same values, the same total value to the right and to the left of the mean. So negative values on the left, positive on the right, and those should sum to 0. In the third column, we take the numbers we obtained in the second column and square them. This is the square of the deviations. So for example, in the first row, we take 7.6, square it, 7.6 times 7.6, and we get 57.76. We do that for each of the data points, and then we total up those blue numbers in the third column, and we get 101.2, 101.2. That's the sum of the squares of the deviations. It's the sum of the squares of the deviations, 101.2. Now the variance is that sum of the squares of the deviations, that 101.2, divided by 5 minus 1. That's the number of data points minus 1. So 1 less than the number of data points. And that's 101.2 divided by 4, which gives 25.3. So 25.3 is the variance. The sample variance is denoted with S squared. Now the standard deviation is just the square root of the variance. So we take the square root of 25.3 and we get 5.0299, which rounds to 5.0 to the nearest tenth. So the variance is 25.3 and the standard deviation is 5.0.